Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another broadcast of The Weekly. Today, this article comes from World of Real, and it is written by Jordan Rumi. I am your host, Neff, but before I give you the details in this very cool article, please subscribe to the channel. Our next goal is 100 subscribers. We just passed 50, and we are very appreciative of it, but our next goal is 100, so please help us out with that. Thank you very much. So, let's read into this very cool article. First, Terrifier 3 screening produces mass walkouts in first 10 minutes. Let me know in the comments, guys, have you heard of the Terrifier series? I talked about this about a week or two ago. I am very aware of the Terrifier series. I've told people it's extremely violent and graphic. It is not for everyone. But with that being said, you have been forewarned, and let's read into some of the details from this article. I can count in one hand the number of times I've been utterly repulsed by a horror film and tempted to walk out in disgust. The Human Centipede 2, a Serbian film, and Hostel Part 2 come to mind. The last Terrifier movie had reports of people passing out, puking, and crying in bathrooms. It's a film franchise that prides itself on repulsing its audience, and it looks like the latest chapter in this deranged horror franchise set for release this month has done it again. The LAD Bible is reporting that the first official UK screening of Terrifier 3 has led people to walking out in the opening scene alone, with one person so far having been confirmed to have puked. That's hilarious. Terrifier tends to revolve around Art, a killer clown who gets resurrected by a supernatural force and terrorizes the residents of Miles County. Screening reports that become part of the film's marketing campaign. Not surprising then that Terrifier producers have proudly confirmed reports from this latest UK screening. To showcase just how proud Terrifier 3 producers are about shocking moviegoers, an audience reaction trailer has been released which features people exiting theaters and describing the film as disgusting, scary, depraved, and traumatizing, among other things. Director Damien Leone recently hinted that the opening scene of the film was so gory and gruesome that Hollywood refused to fund it, and he had to go the independent route again with his third chapter. So, just a little background, guys. All of these films are mostly independent, small budget films. I believe the first film cost about $25,000 to $30,000, made a good box office, obviously. The second film was about $200,000. That did about 15x, and this film is now $2 million. So even though the budgets have risen, they're still looked at as small films as far as the funding behind them. So for the most part, still independent. But let's keep reading. I think this is a quote from Damien. I got to meet with studios, like legit Hollywood studios, who wanted to make Terrifier 3. I knew they weren't going to let me make this movie based on the first 5 pages. Mark my words. I guarantee you the first 5 minutes of this movie is going to be very controversial. But that's not even the big kill scene. So that's why I was like, I need to just make this movie on my own because it's too insane, end quote. Terrifier 3 has been screening at numerous genre fests and is currently at a 93% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. It is set to hit theaters on October 11th, which is next week, guys. So let me know down in the comments, are you going to be watching Terrifier 3? It is a Halloween-esque type film. I've basically given you the description of the film, so I'm sure you guys get the gist by now as far as the direction of this film. I'm actually very interested to see how these ratings hold up once it hits the mass public. I want to see what the mainstream says about this film overall. This film is centered on that Halloween-esque aesthetic, so I think it's a great time to put out this film. I think they did pick a good slot. I know the second film was a huge blockbuster, $200,000 budget, and it made $15 million. This budget has 10x'd. We will see what this film does. Will it make probably $10 million? It probably will make $10 million, and word of mouth will help it do that. But like I said, I want to see where those ratings are. I want to see what that box office is. Overall, this is a good marketing strategy. I think I referenced earlier that every time a Terrifier film is hit theaters, they run this type of marketing saying, oh, people walked out, someone got sick, blah, 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 blah. So I think it's part of their strategy, and it works. It gets people curious. And at this point in time, curiosity is what gets people to theaters, and then being shocked by certain things gets people to theaters as well, gives them something to talk about. So with that being said, yes, that's all I got for this article, guys. Comment down below. What do you think about this article overall? Do you think this is just a marketing strategy, or do you think people are legitimately walking out of theater? Want to know what you guys think overall. Like, please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, share with a friend, and as always, be safe. It's Neff signing off.